right, welcome back to the show. Man, that is your new song, right?
Yes.
And we actually had that performance we're going to show at the end of the show. That joint was, I'll put it this way, when I heard it and I kept playing it during the editing, man, it was stuck in my head. It was stuck in my head.
It's one of those songs, especially it's got that whole Chicago.
Right, the Steppers groove.
Yeah, the Steppers groove.
Right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your new project?
Well, the new project is tentatively entitled Courage. I've been slow cooking it for so long that that might change.
Okay.
But I basically, I want to kind of show a little growth, you know, on the second project. Wanted to be. I've had the pleasure and the honor of working with some great producers and meeting and working with songwriters since the first project. So I kind of want to expand a little bit and work with some more people. Definitely have been writing, so I've got plenty more stories to tell. Stories that still didn't even make the first project.
Right.
That I want to make the second one. So it's going to be a little bit of some good classic soul. I've got some. More R&B-ish type sentiments I want to go with.
All right.
Always want to keep it funky, inspirational. So it's still going to be a little bit of everything.
So why Courage? Why are you going with the title Courage?
When I was thinking, or when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to I guess the sentiment that I wanted to focus around for my second album, that literally was just something that just kept echoing kind of in my spirit around that time. And as I started going through like songs or concepts for songs, I wanted the songs to have everything that I chose to have an element of courage in it. For example, that song, the one part 2, I didn't even write that song, but the whole concept of the song is the gentleman or whoever trying to figure out or build up the courage to tell this young lady or whoever he's with, how can I tell her that I don't love her.
Yeah, we were laughing. We were definitely laughing when we first heard that. I was like, oh,
it's real.
That's cold. It's cold, but it's very true. Very true to life. Now, before before this new album came out, or was coming out, you've had the opportunity to tour around. At the top of the show, we talked about all the different people that you have performed with or opened up for, and you actually were on the road recently, right, with Layla Hathaway?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely, she kept me busy.
All right, and you were singing backup with her?
Yes.
Now, what was that experience like, going on the road with somebody of that caliber?
It was absolutely wonderful. I learned so much. Layla Hathaway is someone who I have really kind of followed and really absorbed her music as long as it's been out.
Right.
So
yeah, early 90s. Yeah.
Right, to be able to meet her and then to be able to work with her and then to be able to repeatedly work with her, that was just an amazing thing. I was always paying attention, and she's hilarious. She's a lot of fun.
Really? I mean, that.
It's amazing that somebody that talented can also be that
down to
fun and down to earth. Yeah, she's a consummate musician. So sometimes I think over the first couple gigs with her, I had to just kind of get my nerves together.
Right.
In fact, I can remember the first performance I did with her was in Baltimore, and there was one part of the show when of course she covered Forever for Always for Love by Luther Vandross, who is also one of my favorite musicians of all time. And standing on stage with her performing that song, singing that song by that artist, I had a moment. And
what was this moment?
I just couldn't believe I was in that moment where I was. Singing background for one of my favorite artists who was singing a song by one of my favorite artists. It just all kind of just sat right on my shoulders, and it was a blessing. I just felt really blessed. So I sang with her for about a year. She was taking me all over the place, and it was just a lot of fun. It was also a learning experience because I was the only background singer.
Really?
Yeah. She just kept it down to one person.
So she heard you and she's like, okay, I don't need anybody else.
No, she didn't decide. I wasn't the first time person.
No, right. But once she heard you, she's like, okay, let's.
She heard enough to know that I could do whatever she asked me to do, I guess.
Well, we're gonna actually go check out you perform again. Okay. This time, this is a performance that we taped at the Bohemian Caverns in D.C. Check it out.
At the thought of not breathing your air, and to think my day will be your night, just to know I'm out of your everyday life. It's enough to make me cry. It's enough to make me cry. Just to have our song without you here, without the touch of our hands intertwined, just to remember your heart beating next to mine. It's enough to make me cry. It's enough to make me cry. The tears they fall as heavy as night. Loneliness blows like the winds in the sky. Somewhere your eyes add to my Is it raining where you just to hear